This is gonna look absolutely crazy on screen, but my chest just poked out like this, but it's fine. Um,
God.
Just let the viewers know in advance.
Fair point. Yes, I think I strained. Hopefully, I know it's not torn because I'm still able to, but I strained my pec in the worst way possible. So we're gonna do half the episode like this. But the other side of this, did you listen to the song I sent you earlier?
No, I have not gotten a chance to.
Thank God. There's two things about this. The one part of this is, this is what sets us back as people. This is what sets us back as a group. You are not on point. The second part is, I got a little upset after I sent it to you because in my head I'm like, this might be another song where his voice sounds better than my voice, and now I don't think I want you to hear it. This is another
Man,
song I gotta give away.
you're too kind, Josh. You're too kind.
But thank you both for joining us, Mir, NatRose. It's amazing to be back here with you.
Hi, hi,
Oh,
hi.
And
anytime,
thank
brother.
all of you. Welcome back to another episode of the Freeform Anecdote, where whew, the Twincasted podcast, where we will take our private therapy sessions and broadcast it out to all of you and hopefully bring you guys in for a little bit of just healing, right? This is exactly where we take our personal conversations that we start talking about. Well, we start coming into this with a certain topic that we never end up talking about, but we end up healing so many other places in our souls
Oh,
within
for
this time
a
period.
fact. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you
Thank you.
guys
And
for
of
joining for
course,
another episode. I am very excited to have our two guests here.
Pleasure to
Period.
be. Pleasure to be here.
yes.
Thank
And
you
in
for having me.
case thank you both. And in case people are not aware, Oz and Mir were two highlights of the album Exhale, that they generously gave me all their time with this summer and helped me complete for us to get out. And then we had a little, whatever, and got it back up recently on February 1st. So thank you both again.
There we go. We go get that close.
I feel like this is a good time to introduce yourselves. Whoever wants to go first, give us a little something, something. And then how you all know each other. That would be cool too.
Okay, I set it off. I'm Mir, or go by Mir Uprising. Everybody know me for making music. Everybody know me for my wild antics, my funny
Like the
jokes,
ski
my
mask?
style. I'm sorry?
Like the ski mask?
Like the ski mask for once. Everybody know me from the gym, working out, a whole bunch of other things. I'm just one brother that does it all. Um, yeah, man, I've been doing music for the longest. Ever since me, I don't know how long to go back for, but it's something it's always been a passion of mine. I have so many different endeavors, but music would never leave my heart. It's such a great form of therapy when it comes to just like expressing your feelings and just putting it on pen and paper just to let everybody know what you're going through and help people to relate to something that they can get by through their day and day. That's why music is so important for us in society, because it heals the soul. It really heals the soul. So that's why same thing with laughter. But yeah, got my guy. We got my guy JG, got my guy Oz. We all from around the way, from around Gramercy. We all met, either was from friend to friend or on the court. You know what I'm saying? But most likely, most of the battles was on the court at a young age, and we just been rocking ever since then. You know what I'm saying? Us, first time I met him, we threw the gloves on. Never met him a day in my life. First time he was brave enough to fight me with the gloves, so I always commend him for that. JG, I met him on the court. I said some crazy stuff to him. He's a lot younger than me. Start talking crazy. Again, I respect him for that. So that shows where your heart at. And people, if you hang around me, I'm not the biggest guy in the world. I'm not the toughest guy in the world, but you got to have a big heart. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much my spill. And I'm just happy to be here with y'all. Some good energy. I can't wait to hear more about yourself up there, Miss. Um, but yeah, so I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Greetings, y'all. My name is Oz. Well, Osman, but y'all can call me Oz. Well, my community knows me through my passion for basketball, pretty much. I was always out there on the courts. You feel me? Since a youngin. So I gotten a chance to meet a lot of the people out there on the courts. So, um, and a lot of my friends, they can say that I've always been there as an open arm, for assistance in life, like getting through issues. I've always been there to support, my brothers, because I always treated them as such, like my little brothers, like Amir and Justin. Amir brought up when he first came out here, he boxed me. I wasn't expecting to box, but during that time we had a lot of testosterone. You feel me? And a lot of energy to just use up, and we wanted to develop ourselves too, like athletically and physically. We made it very important to, like, work out together, play ball together, and go out together, because we tried to move as one. That was a very important thing for us growing up, trying to move as one, trying to move as a community, and we kept it as such ever since. Um, as far as this music thing goes, we tapped into that, what, around like 17, 18 years old. I tapped into, like, right after my first few years in college. Wasn't really taking it seriously, like, trying to become like real time artists and stuff like that. We just wanted to get to know the field, like we started buying some of the equipment that we needed to record. The Macs, we went through a few Macs at that, but yeah, very expensive days, and we didn't really have much. But we made it happen, especially in my patio. That's where we recorded a lot of our music in the past. But it was always great just to have all of us come together, on a Friday night or a Saturday night, and try to put something together, from scratch. I mean, like I said, none of us. I don't have anybody in the music industry, that taught me anything as far as singing and producing music and stuff like that. Justin wasn't around during this time. Forgot to mention that, because
I
Justin's a
might have been
little
8 years
younger than
old.
us. Yeah, so it was me, Mir, my brother, some of the guys, Gramercy people know, K Ron, um, Jamal, who's a bigger brother of ours. It's a bunch of us just trying to create. Um, but that brought us closer, because uh, making music is a process,
Sure
and
is.
when you're trying to do it by yourself, it can be very frustrating, and you tend to kind of like want to just give up and move on, right? Now, having these guys with me during these times when we were trying to put together choruses that would stick, working on our verses to keep pushing me forward, and to keep encouraging me, that helped a lot, in that process. And we finalized songs, like we finished songs. We even made a music video for one of our tracks. I don't know
Oh,
if you
get
could
out.
probably still I don't know if you could probably still find it on YouTube, but it's there. But it it was definitely something to be proud of. You feel me? Because we got the job done, and we probably should have kept at it, but we got caught up with, trying to start a career for ourselves, trying to find our place in life. So everybody kind of like dissipated, not dissipated, but like went their own ways, because everybody got their own families that they got to take care of, and their own situations that they got to handle. So we kind of strayed away from the whole music life. Like when Justin brought me back in, I mean, I haven't wrote a song in probably about, I'd say about 9 years, 10 years, since
Get
I was like 20.
out.
Yeah, 24. 24 was the last time. 24 into 25 was the last time we, actually did something in the music field.
sorry to cut you off quick, but yeah, I took a big hiatus myself. You know what I'm saying? And then when Justin seen our past work, he's like, man, I gotta get y'all back in there. You know, we all from around the way, like, you know what I'm saying? You guys had something that talent in y'all that, you know what I'm saying, y'all gotta get back in there, you know what I'm saying? And then
Absolutely.
when he hit up Oz, Oz always been a talented brother as well. Like, you know what I'm saying, from the singing. To me personally, I think rapping is even better. So I was like, you know what, I ain't about to miss this opportunity. And you got JG himself, who's such a talented artist, you know. And I was like, yo, I ain't, you know, I'm not about to, you know, miss out on. I ain't about to do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? Let's make a motherfucking you know, Picasso. Let's make some art. You know what I'm saying? So.
No, absolutely, man. As far as the rapping thing goes, I never considered myself a rapper. Like I was always a harmonizer. I would just be humming stuff, and people always recognized that I had a little voice, you know, back there. So it was like, might as well utilize it. So every
I feel
time
like
I'd
that's
come
how it
together,
always starts. Like it
yeah,
always, I know even for me too, like I started noticing like, oh, you know, you pick up on like the little and like the and then you keep going
hmm
and then now you're doing it subconsciously and then people are hearing you
right,
doing it subconsciously. They're like, "Okay. All right.
yeah, right.
Oh, where did you
And
come from?"
honestly, you ain't think nothing of yourself. You just doing it, you know,
Yeah.
and it touched somebody. So that kept me going too. I had a lot of people come across that was like, "Yo, do you sing or like do you write music or something?" I'm like, "Nah, not really. I just I sing to myself. I
Yeah.
sing at home. I sing in the shower and stuff like that. But nothing serious. Not these days at least.
Mm,
But when Justin wrote me back in, it felt. I mean, it felt good. Especially watching him record, and it kind of like brought back memories, like old memories of because Justin is kind of fresh to it too in the recording sense. I don't
mm,
know how long. I don't know how long Justin been writing. I'm sure it's been a while, but as far as the recording thing goes, I know he's still on that process where he's developing um, the art. You feel me? The art of to record because it's different when you're singing and then when you're singing into a mic. It's a
right.
lot different, and you kind of got to adjust to that, and it takes some time. Um, but Justin, seeing the passion Justin had for it, and still has for it, it's inspiring. To be honest, it's inspiring. And he isn't the only one that wants me to go back into music. My girlfriend wants me to get back into music too. She hears me all the time when I sing, and she says I should, start writing my music uh, and get back into it. And then Justin came along and said the same thing. He didn't know I sung before, but when he heard me, he was like, "Yo, what? Why are you not? Like so." So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I mean, other than I'm so sorry. There's currently ambulances going by. I'm hoping you can't hear them, but this is normal here. But yeah. But I think my question is okay, so he invited
For
you
it's for
guys
it's for
to
Mir ski mask.
he invited you guys back in to the realm of music once you both stepped out of it. Other than the recording aspect of having to get used to recording in studio instead of singing like live, how did you guys feel? Like, did you feel like the process was hard to get back into it, or it flowed fairly smooth, like as if like you didn't leave it?
Let you go first, Oz.
All right, I think it's again like it's been ages, right? You kind of have to find that mold again, you
Mm,
know that because because when we tried, you feel me? How many takes did it take? You feel me to get something down? I know it took a lot for me. It
You
took
talking
a
to me?
lot of take. No, yeah, I'm talking to you about when I first started recording with you when I first got back. It took a lot of takes for me.
I should point out to everyone, Oz is being a little bit disingenuous. Oz is a perfectionist. Oz, Osman is a very strategic perfectionist who will sing the same thing, the exact same. It's like Michael Jackson when he does layers 29 times. It's the exact same. He might tweak one thing each time, but it's gonna sound amazing. I'm just sitting there like, oh, go ahead, run it again. Yeah, you going? He's like, yo, I could do it better. Like, I could do it better. I'm like, all right, hey, let me hear it. I'm like, nah, it's still amazing, but I see what you did there. But I feel like, so there was a lot of takes, all sounding great. There was a lot of hours. Exact same thing.
That is true. That is true. I take it back. I am sort of a perfectionist, but
it's I don't want to make it a joke though, because that is an amazing quality, especially when you're recording. I'm like you said, the recording aspect of it, I'm not too into. You know, I'd rather be on the stage. I'd rather do it live. So the recording aspect, when you do it, especially when you're, and obviously as I get deeper into learning, when you do it in the way that you do it, when you're adding a layer, even if you tweak it each time, if we get to record all of it, it empowers your voice so much. So in the future, you're going to sound way better than all of us put together because of how much control you have in your voice, and obviously the perfectionist that you are. So just want to get that out there.
That's a fact. It's just all about Nat. It's just all about just becoming comfortable again with yourself and your voice, you know, and expressing certain notes that you don't really tap into like that. Like when we got onto the mic, there were some times where I had to, you know, let go. You know, I felt like I was holding back, and that's the biggest part of coming back to it. Being able to let go of what's holding you back.
So to give a little bit of a synopsis just before Mir goes, one, I'm noticing every time we bring a guest on that's older than me, they always refer to me as a little brother. I'm starting to catch on to this. This is getting crazy when this camera comes on. Everybody's crazy.
Take it as a compliment, though.
It depends on the
compliment. Well, we are older.
We older. Call little bro.
Well, can't call you big bro.
Yeah, I call you guys mentors. You know.
Well, yeah.
We'll switch it up. I got you. We ain't gonna call you little
bro. No. Y'all good. Y'all good. I need just in case I get into some trouble. I'm like, whew, I call some people. Don't do it.
Hey, I
got this family out there. But the other part of I've been writing since I was technically 10. You know, and with Mir and Os, I hit Mir first. He offered to give me a verse, especially for the two songs that we're going to talk about today. We have 1+1 and we have Like That. Like That we'll get to in a bit, but for 1+1, immediately I showed Mir the beat, and the people that were supposed to be on the song pulled out, and I'll get into a little bit of that later. And in the midst of this, and him being able to lend me his voice, and he showed me the verse that he was going to put on, I was like, well, this isn't 10 years ago. We evolved, changed with the game. All right, Mir. I was like, my dog, because I hated the song before he put on it, and honestly, throughout the process, he arranged it a little bit more than I did, because I was about to scrap that shit. Mir was very influential in that song, and then while we're working on it, he says, you know, you really have to you got to get Oz. I said, Oz raps too? He's like, no, Oz used to be in church. He could sing. I was like, Oz can sing? And then when I heard him, I'm like, oh, Oz sing. Like, he sang. I'm like, oh, so I got to get a vocal coach. I got competition. I can't say I'm the best from Gramercy with people like this walking around. I'm not feeling it. So bringing them both in, and obviously Oz, as he stated, with his girlfriend, and then me wanting him to be not just, because he told me he wanted to just be background, and a voice like that can't just be background. Same thing I told you, Nat. You're not going to be, even though we have a project coming out eventually, you're not going to be able to be tied to me forever. Everyone has such a special voice, and Mir, obviously with his own rap career that he had prior to me, because these guys are old, having it 10 years prior, you know, there's just so much of talent that you're able to bring out by yourself. Without me, that I'll be able to engineer or produce, but still let y'all shine on your own. Mir, I know you were about to get into your own part.
I'm gonna let you slide with that old part, but I'm gonna give you one. I'm gonna in your voice. I'm gonna give you one. But nah, man. But when it came to just getting back into the experience of not making any music in a long time. Always been like an animated person, like always been a live person. So like, at first it was just like trying to compare myself with today's style. Trying to think about like, how they make music now, but that's not the thing, you know what I'm saying? I thought it wasn't gonna be it's not I thought it was gonna be I thought it was nobody was gonna really listen to it as much, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to make it more realistic, so it was just best to be myself. Especially when I was talking to JG, he was like, yo, just however you put it, you know what I'm saying? Just lay it out as you should, you know what I'm saying? If there's any discrepancies, we'll fix anything going on. Cause again, he's a hell of a writer. If there's something that's wrong with the song, we'll talk about it, we'll fix it, which will happen on another song, which I know we'll probably get into before, which is gonna be a crazy topic. But yeah, just getting back in the booth, it was just like natural to me. It's just like riding a bike. I'm always a live person. I'm always doing certain things, talking or making jokes or being funny. Getting back on that mic is just like riding a bike, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, and it's something that I love. It's a passion. When you do something that you love for so long, you'll do it for free. So it was nothing to me. Making that song was nothing, and that just put the battery in my back to just, to remember who I was and who I am. And that I still do have that passion for music. Thanks to little bro.
That's your one. That's your one.
Not that, not
that's
that that's your
How
one.
do you call this old? You call this old, nigga. So I'm just getting you back.
Nat, I'm gonna bring you back in a second, but to piggyback off that, so I'll introduce the song that Mir is speaking about because it was the first feature on the album, if I remember correctly. Minus Pull Up Remix at the time. At the time wasn't gonna be on the album. Pride was keeping me from putting that on there, and then Nat hadn't called me yet to be able to put her song on there. So I called Mir because I was frustrated. There were two people, one being Silver Hayes, who ends up being on the deluxe, and we had a different acquaintance friend that was supposed to be featured on 1+1. And now, gracefully for Mir, and I guess for myself, this song ends up playlisting and going crazy on Spotify. So they dropped the ball. But we're gonna get past that.
Period, though.
I showed him my initial verse, and I told him, I was really frustrated. The best part about this is I got to learn from both of these brothers on in these sessions, as I did for everybody I got to record with. But specifically, Mir got to show me the art of adding in ad libs and really being taking your time to add in the filler parts, and Oz with layering and being able to. Oz would never let me just mail it in on my singing, so he was very on top of me for like actually getting to it and pulling myself from my chest, and it was a whole thing. So Mir, I show him my verse and the verse I was working on for the second half, because initially I was only going to be on the first part of the song, and then the girls were going to take the whole second half. It was really just to introduce these two amazing artists that I had, but with them not being able to do it, Mir stepped in and said, hey, look, how about I start it off, and then we'll figure it out. So he starts off and he does his verse, and I believe he honored Joel Santana. I want to say that's who, that's who the reference was at first.
Hi.
It was a good song, and again, what having its playlist on Spotify was amazing. Yeah. I did. It's a good theme on the album with us honoring artists that we're influenced by, but with us doing 1+1, he ends up telling me I scrapped my first verse. I had scrapped it. So Mir was really an architect for this song. I scrapped it, and I was gonna do just my second verse, and he said, absolutely not. The first verse is what's gonna get us there. So put that back in, and we might as well cut the rest of the song. So it was a lot of his influence helping me get this one done, as they did helping me get the whole album done. Because he has me put my second verse in. We found a way to fit it time frame wise, and then switching the chorus, putting it after that and towards the end, and just having a little bit of my original second verse into it, and I changed it. So a lot of influence with just being able to accept guidance, and for me, the first time being able to work with people on music and not just myself, and them leading me there since they've already had experience in it.
That's sweet.
Yeah, you came through, and we came through like probably like around 9. I left because I was like, yo, I'm old. So like you said, I went to sleep like I left like at 11. I said y'all was here till like 3.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
was. Yeah,
Hey,
man. That
and
was.
yeah,
And
Yes,
that's
Oz
real.
was doing the same
yeah.
verse over and over for 7 hours. And that was for like that.
That's the love for it.
dang,
Out the
that's passion
studio.
and
Well, both
Yeah.
dedication.
songs in the. Yeah, both
No,
songs
it
in the
definitely
playlisting,
is.
so it was worth it. Absolutely.
Yes,
That is
sir.
true. They did playlist, which I'm very, very
Sir.
happy for all of you guys because that's an accomplishment in
Appreciate it.
itself. Especially, yeah,
Appreciate it.
especially for you too, Justin. Like all around the board, that's phenomenal.
Well, to be fair, all 3 songs that playlisted on Release Radar and a few other ones, well, we're going to talk about that one because that was the biggest, for a number of weeks, were the 3 artists that are here. So it was Oz, Mir, and yourself. It Take the Pain Away. So those 3
I
songs,
forgot
like that,
one
One
did
Plus One,
playlist.
and Take the Pain Away, they all playlisted. And it was pretty exciting because I was about to retire.
That's beautiful, right?
Very
Let them tell it. I
Almost,
retire every
That
week.
you're
came
out of
out of
retirement though.
yeah, it came out of
Almost retirement.
retirement, right?
Yeah, let them tell it. I retire every week for at least a month. So I don't know.
At least you tell
But the
yourself
pen
that.
don't.
So,
But the pen don't ever stop writing. Though.
never
Nah,
stop right.
Never.
Never stop writing. I don't
well,
know how
even
you
if you
do it.
were to retire, I did air quotation, so retire. That's the one trait that
Right.
you're never gonna leave. It's always gonna be with you. It's always gonna be something that is therapeutic for you to be able to express yourself.
Hmm.
Way of expression, you know. So I don't
Absolutely.
know.
yeah.
You
I
can be a 80-year-old artist, bro. Still pushing out work.
I,
That's
I,
a
I
fact.
Hey,
agree. I mean, during therapy and post therapy, I started obviously journaling again, writing poetry again. So it's something I still do. And then, gracefully, even though I was gonna retire, um, I was still gonna write music for Nat, Oz, because I was gonna get you were gonna have a solo career whether you wanted it or not. Okay, we trying to go somewhere. You didn't have a choice, and then I just had to write hooks for Mir. So I was gonna keep writing, but just not for myself. I was gonna be done as an artist after this one. So
wait. So then I have a question
Yeah.
for y'all, right? Since we're talking about these 2 songs, I mean, amongst all the other ones that are like in this fantastic album, and we talked about influencer, like the influences that were involved in both, right? Do you guys have any other influences? Being said that we are looking at what, Justin, make sure I'm saying this correctly. It's R&B with hip hop features in it, right? And we know a lot of, right? I'm saying that right? Or that's what we would look at
um,
it as.
I would look at it as R&B with the hip hop genre on it. Mir would be the rapper into the hip hop. They weren't rap songs, uh, so it was more R&B and hip hop, but with having the feature Mir, who's a rapper at the time. Yeah.
Do you guys, I mean, now I'm speaking to all 3 of you. Do you guys have other influences that fall within that specific like realm of genres, morph genres together that you can kind
Mm,
of look back and be like, this is kind of similar to like this vibe or that vibe.
I wouldn't say that anything I had already heard inspired anything that we put together on that track. I feel like that was just us. Um, yeah, artists have come along to inspire us, with their sound, sometimes lyrics, but it's a combination of many. You can't really like pinpoint one person and be like, yeah, I'm doing it because he did it that way or she did it that way, and I loved it. It's many artists out there, it's a whole world of them, and a lot of them or each of them touch you some kind of way, so, and in the end you have your own work.
True.
So
Yeah, so I can't really say it's too much of an inspiration. I just think that like for instance, like the song like that, like, it's not nothing that you going like bump in the club. It's a night of red wine, steak, card night, something chill,
The
relaxed.
night or something.
And so it fits its own genre of music. Nothing too crazy. something relaxed that you could just bump to, just a good vibe. And shout out to Distro Kid for featuring us on this week's playlist. You know what I'm saying? Just want to throw that out there.
Yes,
I
I'm
forgot about
so
that. That did
excited.
happen.
Butter biscuit a little bit. But yeah, nah, but yeah, it was just inspiration coming from Oz and JG all together. It was a craft. It was something that we put together. And that just speaks for his album itself. I always tell him, I'm like, your sound fits into like something different. You know what I'm saying? From the smooth jazz, the laid back beats, but sometimes cuz can't turn it up you know, and rap on something. So, you never know what you're gonna get. But yeah, as far as like any inspiration, nah, I think it just came from each other per se
Yeah.
per
Yeah,
se. Because there was a
kind of
lot
like
of,
deep
it was a lot
within.
of. I'm sorry to cut you off. It was a lot of times where I'm like, yo, you know what? Cut my verse. Cut my verse. I ain't. They like, nah.
That
Get
was a
back
part of
in
the
there.
7 hour thing. That's
Exactly.
what
Get back
that
in
was.
there
That was
or do that. And I'm like, all right, I got y'all. So, you know,
constructive criticism is how we got here. Oz was influential
Yeah,
on
I
making
mean,
sure.
even to this day, I still think the song could be better. I mean, I feel like we missed out on certain points
I think so.
to
I also
highlight.
uploaded the wrong
To
version.
hi-
I should say that.
we missed out on certain points to highlight when it comes to love between you and your partner. We kind
Mm,
of like we were stuck on like sexy time between me and wifey. You feel me? And
mm,
we didn't really talk about what actually constitutes or what love is really constituted of, like what love consists of, the like the pillars.
mm,
You feel
mm-hmm.
me? Like like honesty, trust, and commitment. We didn't touch base on those, so I feel
Mm.
like we missed out on some things. But I mean, we have time to continue creating, and I hope that in our future music we touch base with that, because I'd rather hear that in our R&B music. You feel me? Than just sexy time. You feel me? Like that's not enough, and it's not fruitful, especially when we got the youth and other people listening to us. You feel me? I mean, look at our R&B music now. A lot of it degrades women, and we got to stray away from that. We got to teach our youth better, and we have to inspire a different direction, where we take our relationships and how we treat the next person. So yeah.
I,
Wow. Yeah.
well, I mean, that's a strong point. Strong, amazingly said. Obviously, you articulated yourself well in terms of what you want to go into next and where Oz's album is going to be shaped around specifically for sure. I also will say, just in terms of writing wise, because I do agree with him. I know a lot of the music I grew up on with Music Soul Child, Maxwell, and the ones that I like to
Heck
reference
yeah.
have that. They have the
Yeah.
idea of love and being intimate, which I know Chilla, pardon me, NatRose is gonna touch on in a little bit, just with the I should say misquoted or mistitled song I did write for the point of leaving this out. I will say we were on to something with like that. We were on to something, and then I gave Mir what I like to call the solo spot, the rap spot, the to bring it home spot on like that, and it went somewhere different. I don't know. We were on to something. We were on
It
to
went
something
somewhere.
something beautiful. With me and Oz had this back and forth thing going on, both voices going. He was saying something because he changed those lyrics. Everything I usually do put a lot of input in on majority of my songs in terms of writing it, but Oz definitely helped, and Mir wrote his verse with the lyrics for the parts that he's saying, and I think we switched a few on my part too, because the original version of Like That was for me and NatRose. I don't think she knew that. I wrote it back in 2020 or 2021, hoping to call her one day and get a feature. This
Well,
was about
period,
the time.
huh?
Yeah, this is about the time when I was making her a little bit upset with me, so I was a little nervous about getting a feature. But with that, we were on to something. And then Mir, we can talk about your verse. Let's talk about the direction you went. with like
Here we
that.
go.
You went
Yeah, can
somewhere.
I please?
Nah, Mir got nasty with it.
Not only, I just wanted to know,
Crazy.
like, where your brain, like, spit that down, because I'm telling you, I think the first time I heard it, I go,
Hey, yo,
what?
Well,
again, not for the kids.
Definitely not for
well,
the
Nah,
kids.
Definitely not for the
well,
kids.
that's a
well,
radio edit.
like I say, like some music is 21 and plus. I'm older, man, so like what I'm saying. I'm just speaking my previous experiences or my experiences in the bedroom, what I do personally. If it's real, it's real. I'm gonna speak what's facts. So, what I'm saying? That's music. What I'm saying? I'm not going bullshit it. I'm gonna be honest. That's what I like to do. This what I do, this what I does. If it's too much for everyone and I gotta dumb it down a little bit to make it more, as far as like PG-13 or PG, then of course I have to do that. Only because everybody else wanted it. You know what I'm saying? So you could play it on the radio. Of course, I'll do that. It's not a problem. So, but yeah, my mind was just somewhere else. It's like what people want to hear sometimes. Sex sells, and that's what I was thinking in my mind at the time. But my constituents thought it would not. It was a little bit too extra, so we had to delete the original track and come back and make it a little bit more PG-13, which is fine. Which is fine. It was probably a little bit too X-rated, which I agree. But next time, I'll keep my sexual endeavors in my bedroom and not on the track. Or when I put out
Mirror
my
It's well said.
Mir is we had him change a few lines in the verse. Now it's not too different than what it was. I just want to point this out, but we changed a few lines because some of it was just a little strong. We didn't know like your target audience. Well I know your target audience now. I heard the original verse, so I know too much about what you get into. Actually,
But I feel
I'm your
like the
man,
intent was
but
to say it the way this man went in there and said, "I'm gonna say everything. I stand on business. Like
he stands
I
on
said
it.
everything with my chest. He not just with the chest. It was the whole body in motion, full motion.
He was
I was
you
serious
know
about it.
he was
Hey,
in there.
yo,
I was serious
He
about it. But like I said though, like it's not just about me. There is you got two other people on the track, and the track needs to sell. You have to think about everybody else. So for me to go in there and then art, well, it have got cut regardless. It's not my album, but um, you have to think about everybody else, and you want the track to sell. And I didn't want my verse to be off that song because the song is so good. It got so much positive energy. I was like, you know what? I need to switch it up a little bit. I can't have my verse off this. I need to switch it up, dumb it down a little bit, make it a little bit more smoother. But like how I said, I would love for it to be a part two, going into something a little bit more about loving, more sensual, about loving someone and about more about relationships. I would love a part two for that song.
I'll get
So
right on it.
yeah,
I'll get right on it. Before I let NatRose say her perspective, I do want to say I feel like Oz shined the most on this song. I think his voice, it really, more than pain and pleasure, because he actually took the initiative to be able to do his verses and be a main artist kind of on the song instead of just in the background, which I was really happy about because the soulfulness, and that's one thing that I kind of feel like I missed genre, that specific song. Thank God it playlisted and went well. But he brings a lot of soulfulness in his voice, especially with the control and the church influence that he has there, that really distinctly changed what this song is versus the other R&B field that we're in, and I was really happy about that. And these two people I've known them for since I was a child, before double digits. I would never kick their verses off the song without telling them they're getting removed. Now, if I don't know you, it's just getting. You see how I act on Instagram. I'm kicking you. I'm just taking you off the song. I don't care. But
You
I
hit
would
him
tell
with a
y'all
chop.
first. Yeah, nah, it's quick, fast. It's just gonna come out one day without you on it. They gonna be sick. But I would never do that
yeah,
to them.
Justin don't ever hide anything.
nah,
He's very
he,
transparent with how he goes about
he,
everything. So
He
What?
told me. That's why I said it. He's like, yo, if you don't change it, then we're gonna have to clip it. And I'm like, I
Did I
can't.
say
I
that?
can't. You did say that, bro. You did say
I
that.
was lit this summer. I said a lot of things. My bad.
You did say that. Between you and Oz and the majority of the people, that verse had to get clipped. You didn't say he's gonna kick me off the song, but the verse had to get clipped. And
Wait, okay.
but that's honest. You want somebody to lie to you. You want somebody to be respectful. You know.
Nah, we don't. It's
I,
not even that. It's just
It was
we don't
Oz.
want to over sexualize
It was
our
Oz.
music. Period. It was
I'm not.
me. It was me. I
Oz.
was on the case. Like we don't
Look.
want to over sexualize
but
our
look,
music
uh,
because but you got young minds that's listening to it and
Yeah.
they take it a whole different way, bro. They
but yeah, but
like they don't want to do that with every, you feel me? Like
Yeah.
young people fantasize about the craziest things and they want to partake in the craziest things, and we can't influence that. We gotta show them what's right. You feel
but
me?
but
Like
again, it it
I
was
have parents that stay together forever. We what you call it? All the parent all my friends that live right next to me, they all their parents is in the household. You feel me? So like I didn't grow up around dysfunction. You know, like yeah, we have our issues here and there, but my mom sticks it out for my pops, and my pops does the same thing. You feel me? They're not exposing their sex life to everybody. You feel me? That's one thing, but they do show the world that they love each other. So I think if we emphasize more of that, I mean, we'd be better off.
I'm gonna
You
swing
feel
into
me?
that. I'm gonna swing into that. But to just clarify, Mir's verse didn't depict women badly. He was just really, he was really
No,
saying he
yeah,
was
of
on,
course,
he was on
I
some shit.
know.
I
That's what
want
I'm
people to
saying.
think
That's
that
why I said.
Yeah.
That's why I
yeah,
said.
I'm
Yeah,
I
you
was just
know,
clarifying.
like
Yeah, I was just
yeah,
clarifying. And also to
thank
clarify my little joke. Oh no, Mir, you was changing that verse. No, I was there with you. I was just saying, but when we was recording, I was just playing too much. I was just out here talking about, Justin could write it. Mir, I had never seen Mir get upset. Mir was like, nah, I'm
you.
good.
Yeah,
No, I'm good.
hey,
Nah,
yeah,
Justin ain't got to write it. I'm good. I'm like, yo,
yeah,
I,
it's
I was
all
out
good.
here.
Though. It's all good, man. I love y'all. It was all good. It was a little bit over the top. You know what I'm saying? I'll keep next verse. I'll keep some of my stuff private.
Oh no,
But
your original freestyle was never making it on the track. That's what Oz was talking about. The verse you wrote now, nah, that shit, you was
uh,
wildin'. That
yeah,
original freestyle, that's when I was like, Jessica, write it.
I,
The one you did this time, I was like, he good. We just got to chill a
yeah,
little bit.
I know. It was like I said, like that is a very great song. I would love to hear part two, but us a little bit more serenading our women. Definitely love that. More of getting our temptations back. You know what I'm saying? My
For
girl.
sure. We'll get to it.
right,
Nat, how'd you feel
absolutely.
about it?
Hey. Listen. No, for what it's worth, when I think of both, they're very like for me, I mean, re-listening to it once the entire album was re-released again. Um, I mean, you could everybody's got a journey. They go on a path, right? So you have your types of people, which I completely understand. And you know what? I'm still with the whole when you guys like reconsider like not rewriting it, but I guess like doing a remix.
Mm-hmm.
I would also like to just see a little bit more of the loving side. But I mean, also with the music that we listen to too, like the baby put out what's the
I
name
didn't
of his
listen to his
newest?
album.
All right,
Well,
shake
if you
that ass.
did,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
That's
gonna listen
going
to it,
crazy.
I mean,
but
it's pretty poppy. I think
Yeah,
it's cool, but I
yeah.
I would also like to say too, like I would love to see like a more loving side, even though it's completely understandable because we hear it more and more now. People really kind of speaking their opinions on their types of people, whether it's yeah, I think and it leans more into the physicality instead of like
Right,
the personality because some people I feel like from past experiences, and you guys can all disagree or agree, the people who have leaned in on the personality factor either feel like they've been failed or it just wasn't what they expected. So they would flip and be like, all right, well, if that's not working, well, what about the physical aspect? Because I always grew up
that's
with the idea of, I mean, me being in my current relationship now, which I am in one, I've always looked at personality with the physicality being an addition. So you can have a handsome face, but I just don't want just the handsome face. I want the intellect. I want the funny. I want the loving. I want everything else that comes with it. And if you can give me that, then I want you. Like I don't want you because of, oh, you got the six pack? Nice. You got the nice hair? Nice. You got the pretty face, or not pretty, but handsome face? Nice. You got the muscles? Nice too. I don't just want that. I want that to be an addition to everything else that you bring, because that's value to me.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm single again.
Everybody is a package in itself. Everybody is a package, and you kind of got to unpack each package or the package that you're pursuing. It's important. We can't base a person on a particular type. I mean, that doesn't even make sense because people change over time. So they might not be that same type, 2 years down the line and with
That's
you feel me?
that's what they're
So
trying to
like
tell me.
people are multidimensional. It's so much to one person. A person is very complex. So like being able to stick it out with somebody and
Tough.
commit to somebody is the hardest thing. It's the hardest thing, but it's the most valuable thing. That's where you can get something real from.
That's why I'm
All
heartbroken in all
these
my
other kind of
songs.
relationships,
I just
all
keep
these
getting
other
let
kind
go.
of relationships are like a waste of time if you're not really committed to somebody and you're not trying to be honest, and you don't have the capacity to trust the other person. I mean, what are you really working for, right?
Mm,
You're
mm.
wasting your time. You ain't getting nothing out of it.
Y'all
So,
talking right
and
now.
that's what a lot of us do nowadays, and it's not good. It's not healthy.
That song called
It's
"Can
not healthy for a community. You feel me?
You Handle
Because it
It?"
all
Right.
starts in a household. It all starts in a household. The
Yeah,
individual,
true.
really. Mike Jackson said, if you try and change the world, right? Look at yourself. Look at the person in the mirror. You got to make changes to yourself. You got to build a strong inner temple within you,
Of
and in
course.
that you can build a strong temple within the household, and then the household builds a strong temple for the community.
Mm.
You
What
feel
they
me?
been
And
saying
then the
lately?
community
Your-
represents the state. That's how we grow as people, and
What they been
it all
saying?
starts with the individual and what
Inner
you
me,
value and your morals.
your worst enemy is the inner me. Enemy, inner me,
Absolutely.
and so that's where it
That's
starts at. So, but yeah, let's not get off contact. What we got to talk about next?
Well. Just before we switch, I will
Well,
say,
I have one
could you?
thought.
Oh, go ahead.
No, no, no. After your thought. My thought will come after your thought. Yeah.
Okay. I'll say Oz and that, that was beautifully said. I felt like I was back sitting on the couch with my therapist. That's everything she was trying to tell me before, our sessions ended. I came down here and was about to forget all my morals and do the exact opposite of what we're talking here and go straight for what they look like. Because this personality thing ain't worked out for me. This is why this is why I'm heartbroken on every goddamn song. This is how we got verses like 1+1 that got me in a lot of trouble. But anyway, but then I think I just met somebody who was challenging my
Yeah,
intellect, and her personality is bringing it. I'm hoping she sees this because I'm a shooter, guys. She might take me out
God,
put me. That might be the one.
you know she gonna see
Mm.
this.
That's the
You know,
goal. That's the goal. Let her know I am solely focused on having a court best men. Let's get it. I'm trying to hang it
hey,
up.
yeah,
We can still make great music from past perceptions. I love that.
hey,
Hopefully,
yeah.
because
That
if
is
that
true.
doesn't work, I'm calling
right.
Mir
No,
again,
it's
and we
it's
gonna have
not
another
it's
one
not
plus
bad to
one,
pull
baby.
from the past.
We gonna have.
It's
But if
not
it don't
bad to
work,
pull from the past.
exactly.
Listen, just it ain't bad to pull from your past
I'm
experiences.
with you.
Pull from it, but provide hope in the end. You feel me?
That's what I'm saying. Hope is
Provide
what I
hope in the end.
have because of people like y'all. You and that will give me but if it don't work, Mir, we gonna have another 1+1. Another one.
Hey
Back
yo,
on the charts.
But actually, speaking of
I'm
one plus
always
one,
down.
right? So speaking of 1+1, um, when I was really thinking about it and just like the whole translation and the meaning behind it, within the way like Justin, you portrayed 1+1 to be in your perspective when, you know, you laid down this goddamn thing. The first thing I initially thought about, and this is going back to like the loving aspect of it, is that the 1+1 is getting viewed in a physical presence. It's 1+1 is 2, right?
Yeah, I was talking. Well, it was 3. I was talking about threesomes, for sure.
Well,
What were you saying?
I mean, no, but I mean, when we take you out the picture,
Yeah,
right? When we're talking
throw me out.
about...
Put me out the whip.
But no, we're not gonna throw you to the curb. But just taking you out of like the idea of the 1+1, because you are the third person. You'd be able to keep the 3, right? But when I remember, I was on Instagram a couple weeks ago, and this was the first time I actually like heard this concept, and it was just like so random, where there's this girl, she was talking on another podcast, and she was mentioning that she had a tattoo that was literally located here. And the girl interviewing her was asking her, like, oh, 1+1 equals 11. You have that tattooed on you.
Wow.
She goes, well, yes. Actually, this was a philosophy that I grew up on via my parents when it came down to love and marriage and unity and togetherness and all that. She goes, 1+1, yes, equals 2. But 1+1 equals 11 is supposed to be a marital philosophy when it comes to, you know, marriage, synergy, you know, and instead of it just being two people coming together, it's two people amplifying each other, making each other's unity and togetherness more powerful. And I
was
just
deep.
thought that was extremely fascinating, because this was before I went back and re-listened to, you know, your version of 1+1, and I was just like, whoa.
I was in a dark place, guys. It was trauma. I was upset. I like your definition better. Let's go with that. Marriage and unity. I always support it. Guys, when y'all get married, y'all older than me.
But even if the concept goes
Well, I got
further
fiancés.
than marriage too, you know, like it goes what?
Hold on. You popped the question.
Yeah, I popped that question a while ago.
Hey, damn, I didn't even know that.
Well, I done seen you 16 a million
Surprise!
times.
Hey, guys, hey, yeah.
Who just said it on the podcast? Yeah, man.
Yeah, on the podcast.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
Oh, well,
good job.
blessings to you. Oh, that's so,
Appreciate it.
so sweet.
No, Mir, I just want you to know the fact that he didn't tell us means we're not invited to the wedding. Because he said a while ago.
Oh, y'all will be.
that's,
Y'all will
that's,
be.
I was gonna, I was coming. Invited. Nah,
When
I'm gonna be
everything
there.
gets figured out, yeah, we'll be. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
okay.
be in.
That's where they say.
But yeah, I was just gonna follow you from your house. I was coming. Invited or not, I was gonna be there. Bet that.
I'm sorry, ask that question one more time.
Yo, why the volume? Oh shit, it's my Hold on, y'all gotta get my charger. My shit about to die.
Showing your age.
Dun,
I
dun.
got
But I just thought that, you know, that was one fascinating note that really stuck to me prior to, where you used 1+1 as a song title, but 1+1 is a marriage philosophy. And it's just, it's the irony of it all.
That was very clever. That was very
Oz, mute yourself real quick. Oz.
Yeah, you got it. Okay, good.
Okay,
All right.
thank you. Yeah, let's take the fact that it is a marital expression and just say that the better side of me was still looking out for myself and giving me that bailout. Let's go with that's where my heart belongs. That's where it should have been after therapy. We back with love, guys. I'm back preaching it.
No, but I mean, you can also think about it in a way where, you know, every song has a story.
There we go.
Whether it's
Oh, it's gonna be a part.
one, whether it's a bad one, whether
It's a good
it's
story.
mid or depressing, it
Little bit
comes
of
from
both.
somewhere. You know,
Are you
it's
drinking out of a
literally
container?
music is a form of expression. So therefore, if you have to channel stress, anger, frustration, all that, I mean, it goes into your music. So yeah.
What? I'm sorry.
Oh, thoughts on 1+1 in marriage and unity?
This is on you. You thought of the title. She's asking you.
Oh, yeah, I answered. All right, so
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
gonna keep it. I ain't gonna hold y'all brothers up all night. And so we're gonna go into like that. We're gonna go a little bit on, and we're gonna talk a little bit about your future endeavors and what we all got coming up. But the other one was like that. So we'll get into this, the concept behind it, which Oz kind of touched on briefly, with it being it wasn't solely focused on the sexual aspect. I mean, the other parts of the song is talking about the beauty of our partner, the idea that even though we did mention physical traits, I know obviously in part two we're gonna go away from that. We mentioned physical traits, and I mentioned just experiences that I could never forget per that individual. Which for me, although I said it in a physical way, if you know me on the outside, or pardon me, if you know me on the inside, a lot of it is just the fact that when we create a memory, those memories will stay with me forever, whether it's in the bedroom or not. I want to say the second verse, I said, she's scratching like a vinyl, give me eye contact, etc., etc. But now, although that part was sexual, and Oz, again, with his heavenly voice, was able to highlight the beautiful parts of the song, which were less physically oriented in a way. But the idea for me was still just trying to show that I pay attention to so much of your being, whether it is physical or not. I pay attention to you, and the little things that you do matter to me, and they stay in my memory, and I will not forget it. Unless I hate you, then I'm gonna bury that. But if I don't, then I will never forget it.
Wait, that response.
Okay, poetic justice.
Yeah, I just wish it worked all the time. I wouldn't be single again. Jesus Christ. All right.
Hey, man, there's hope. You said you found somebody.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Hey, I know, right? She saw right through the jokes. I was like, wait a minute now. Jokes ain't gonna get it done. I gotta show effort. Hold on, let me. Whoa. I was like, wait, you're smart.
You gotta work. You gotta work now.
She intelligent. I said, whew, let me talk to you.
Wait a minute. Okay, so then we can. I guess I can ask you this question, right? Not what's your type. That's pretty generic. Like, I guess using her as an example, like what do you look for? Or just actually, no, we're not going to use her as an example. What do you look for? Like what's your green flags, and then what's your ick? Like what's what and what?
Okay. I'll answer this, and then we gonna get off this topic. But I'm gonna answer because I do not care, and this might help me in the future if she watches. Hopefully she doesn't. But we'll see. My type, I don't have a specific type. I never really have. I always try to go for a personality and how someone makes me feel, and the fact that I'm attracted to your intellect or just something about you that I think is special. For this particular individual, it was just the fact that through my jokes and my little charm I was trying to put out there, she was just like, I heard you. That's not the full story. And I was like, or just laugh. A little too serious. We having fun. But in general, I try to go for personality and just someone I think I can have a conversation with for the rest of my life. You never know where life is going to take you, but if I could talk to you all the time, I'll be able to see past that. With that, and considering the season that we're in, I know obviously we were doing this and the Super Bowl is close by. Everyone, Mir got the adequate background. I did want to say,
ironically, can I also know we're in the season of love, which is super ironic for this episode.
Don't worry. Valentine's Day.
Forgot about that. That's how I'm gonna get her.
Yeah,
that's how I'm gonna get her.
It's
Reminded about
coming
that.
up. But
That's
the
how
most
I'ma get her.
important part is the Winter Olympics and the Super Bowl. But the Super Bowl is currently happening right now. So let's switch
Winter
gears,
Olympics.
shall we?
Yeah,
Of course.
Winter Olympics is important. I don't care about the Super Bowl.
Not a problem.
The Seahawks up by 3 right now.
Here we go. Here we go.
All right.
But
You were talking about green flags, though. I wanted to chime in on that. I mean, I recognized it with my girl. When you fuck up as a man, and you fucked
Nah,
up.
I don't know nothing about that. Nah, I don't know nothing about that.
I can
No
understand it
accountability.
from
Well,
the female side.
Yeah. Well, most people kick people to the curb when they fuck up. You feel me? My girl has never kicked me to the curb. She's
Maybe that's what happened.
always she she lets me know I've done wrong, you know, and she doesn't have to. I know I've done wrong already, but she lets me know that it's not okay. But she covers me with all the grace in the world, and I think that's a major green flag when you fuck up and they still got you. You feel me? Like they still respect you the same way. They still love you. Um, I've seen that already, you know, through my own mother. I fucked up all the time growing up. My mom, she don't like that shit. She don't play none of that shit, but she still showed me the same kind of love, shit, even more. You know, so seeing that in her was like, I bet. I mean, this is somebody that you keep. You feel me? It's not somebody that you want to continue fucking around on, or like, you know, you want to grow with this person. You know, there's somebody to appreciate, you know, and make the most out of. But
Understood.
yeah, that's my green flag.
Go to a wedding, man. This guy's happy.
Word up, nigga. I bet you one of the girls is, nigga.
I'm a little
Word up.
That's
perplexed because
beautiful.
now I feel like I know I'm dumped. Damn, was I fucking up?
No, because that's beautiful. Even from like a female's perspective, we're ingrained like, oh, you know, you do one pretty messed up thing and it makes you contemplate everything. Where
Yeah.
you know, I've come to many moments where I've had that, but I have to assess like, okay, that only happened once. I
Hmm.
can't let that slide again. I can only give you grace for so long. So that's a good
Damn.
thing. And you know, again, you don't get too many people who are like that. It's kind of just like, oh, you do that one bad thing, you're out.
One and done. Like you said, the ick, it's mad icks. It's a one
The
and
ick
done.
is a rap.
No
Rap.
shot.
Done up. You done up.
The hope is lost.
Man, I
No,
gotta
for
think
real.
about this. I gotta think about that. I gotta think about that. I gotta call my therapist.
Yeah.
I think it was me.
But
I think I may have been the problem, guys.
You could have just. I'm not
Damn.
to bash you or anything, but like I said, sometimes you gotta take a look at yourself, bro.
he said, oh, whoop, whoop.
Nah, it
Hey,
wasn't me. All right, what's next? What are we talking about?
what do you know?
Oh,
Talking about
Super
Super Bowl?
Bowl.
Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Okay, so
I
for
ain't the
our
problem.
viewers,
Mir, we
just
out
so you know, this
tonight. Shots
episode is
on
not
me.
going to be. Huh? So, just for our viewers to have an understanding, today is Super Bowl. This episode will not be dropping on Super Bowl, so this probably will be old news if we talk about the halftime show that is currently going to be happening within the next half an
But
hour,
the
45
messages throughout
minutes,
the
if that.
episode. But the messages throughout the episode are still on time.
But yeah,
Never a
for
dull
sure.
time to talk about marriage. Never a dull time to talk about love. And halftime probably gonna be one not to care about. I mean, actually, Bad Bunny's actually a really good performer, so he'll probably be good.
I wouldn't
These Super
say it's
Bowls
not
don't.
to necessarily care about. You're talking to a Puerto Rican over here,
Talking to
okay?
a big wow.
Hey,
Hey.
yeah.
No, I just meant
Watch
that.
yourself there. Watch yourself.
I just meant that there's not too many Super Bowls that stand the test of time. Realistically, we only talk about two, and maybe two more. I mean, the LA one recently stirs up a lot of controversy because now everybody wants to do it in their hometown. Before that one,
Right.
how many ones do we talk about?
Michael Jackson, man. I don't
That's
give a fuck
one.
what Michael Jackson is the most epic Super Bowl ever.
All right. Well,
Ever.
he's number two on
Ever.
my list.
Ever. Number two.
He's number two on my list.
You crazy. You drunk. What you been drinking?
So who's number one?
Who's number
Oh,
one?
Prince.
Oh, Prince.
Prince over Michael Jackson.
I just want to ask you one question. I just
I
want to ask
gotta
you one
throw my
question.
drink down.
Oh, that's a cup. I thought you were drinking out of a container. We was gonna have a talk. I'm glad that's a
No,
cup. All right. Anyway. Whew. Whew. I just want to ask you if
Damn,
you
go
ever
ahead.
got to do the Super Bowl and you were singing, and you were singing "Purple Rain." Let's just establish this. You think it would start raining while you were singing? That was God.
Yeah.
That was how
Yeah.
powerful his performance was. It started. He said "Purple Rain," and it started to rain.
The clouds opened up.
The clouds said, "I will bless this evening to
All right.
show."
Yeah, I'm getting a little goosebumps now.
Michael ain't do that. Michael didn't do that.
Michael made people pass out. I don't give a fuck, man. If he was passing out at the Super Bowl.
I mean,
Hey,
Michael also did, help that transition from what was it? It was bands using using bands to what is it now? He helped the transition. I'm blanking on it entirely.
I think so. I think there was a good period of time from when they first started, a lot of years, actually even a little bit over a couple of decades, I think. Excuse me, where they were using bands and just transitional things instead of having an actual act.
Five. I'm sorry to cut you off. Let's do top five. Let's do top five. Top
Mm.
five. Let's,
I only care about
you
two
do
and a
your
half
top
of them.
five. I do my top five. You do your top five. Let's go right now.
Okay.
I love that.
I only care about two and a
Three.
half.
Top three. Top three. Top three. Top three. Quicker to get on to the next top. Top
Well, I
three.
said mine.
Three.
MJ, Prince, and Dr. Dre in LA. Lady
That,
Gaga's was really good though, if I remember hers correctly.
I
I
was
want to
gonna
say that
say
was
Lady
hers.
Gaga will probably be like on my top two. No, I definitely.
Beyonce and Bruno did a good one too.
They did. They did. Oh gosh, this one is kind of tough. I mean, I love the LA one because I mean that was an embodiment of hometown to its full extent, hometown. Um, Kendrick was also pretty. He was pretty cool. I wouldn't say he's probably like the top, but his messages at the time were very much needed for the entirety of America that was, in my personal opinion, listening. Um, that's two, and then I said Lady Gaga, Kendrick.
one
I
more.
will give it. I'll give it to Prince as well. I do. I'm not saying that I hate Michael Jackson, but I think
No,
just
there's no.
the irony of literal rain coming from the sky as he started that definitely that takes the icing on the cake because that
That's
never
great.
happens to anybody.
And that's why you
That's
my
great.
twin. That's why
I'm gonna
we
fuck.
connected.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna say.
Prince is
Oz, you
Prince
go.
is definitely
Oz, you
yeah,
go.
Prince is definitely staying up there. What's his name? Bruno Mars's performance
Hmm.
wasn't bad either.
Yeah, Bruno Mars. That shit
That
was.
was pretty dope.
That
He
was
did a
dope.
good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
He was one of the better ones.
And then I do want to. I don't know. I don't know if I want to say this. It's the Janet Jackson one,
Get
man.
out. That's it.
Where
That's my number
when
one.
yo when my boy Timberlake messed up. You feel me? That was a poppin' halftime show too. I mean, without that part,
It was
Oh
controversial.
yeah. Now
Yeah, it
all
was
of a
very
sudden,
Ah,
controversial.
That slip
sexual
happened.
things are back in.
Yeah, but
Mine's Jackson. Tit out. Just that one to tit out. Tit
yeah,
out.
nah,
Michael
he messed up.
Michael Jackson. And then I gotta give it to Beyonce, man.
I mean, I
I
think they're all pretty
yeah,
good picks. I think we
yeah,
all have pretty good picks.
I think yeah. The tit out caused so much controversy. It was crazy. So crazy.
God.
To find out it was planned years later is hilarious, and that Justin never took any accountability on being a part of that. We should probably we gonna have to. I'm gonna talk to him. My name's Justin.
Of
We gotta
course, he
talk.
wouldn't.
We could have a talk. My name's Justin. His name's Justin. We could talk about it.
I
Yeah.
do think it's funny though because I remember reading something about and they interviewed Michael Jackson, and this man had nothing to say because he wasn't a part of it. So he's like, I don't know what you want me to say about my sister, but like, you can leave me out of that.
Mm.
Thank you.
Um,
Yeah. That
that's
was
a good
crazy.
response.
Yeah, this
That's
is
a
a
good
good
way to do.
response.
That's a good
He
response.
had
Right?
nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't
I gotta
know.
start putting eggs over here because we keep saying just. That's what I didn't realize until just now. We're gonna change that from exclusive. We just gonna put exo so we can just not have. I gotta brand this
Yeah.
name. It's a brand name. I stand by it.
Y'all, I think it's time. I want to be able to catch Bad Bunny doing his halftime show. I don't want to.
Yeah. What quarter is it?
Culture.
Now?
It's
It
still the
should be
first
top of the
quarter.
second.
Yeah, I think it's top of the
If
second.
anything, it should
Just
be top
before
of the
we
second. If anything.
just before we wrap it up, just because obviously we're all gonna get to it. We're gonna see the halftime show. I do want to ask all three of you, and then I'll go
Mhm.
last. If you guys had the opportunity Whether us as 12 East or just individual, and you get to plan your own. Would you do the halftime show?
Damn.
I'll go last.
What do I do? Halftime show.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what comes with the halftime show.
So
Boy.
Being
You
on
want me
that
to?
kind of stage, I mean, what comes with that?
Now you want me to
Damn,
go, or you got it?
that's thinking, Oz. That's thinking.
You feel me?
Nat, you
I
want to give
don't
a
know.
little bit of information, or you want me to?
Nah,
I'll
I'll
give a
go.
little
I'll go. She
something.
said she.
Well, no, we're
No,
gonna
What?
give
I'll
you guys
give
a
I'll
little,
give more
just
context.
yeah.
It's just
We're gonna. Mhm.
yeah, it's from the so just a teensy bit of background. I came from sports, so the NFL is quite massive. It was one of I came from a large sports network, so the NFL to appease them, it took a lot of parts. Um, their performers volunteer their hours and rehearsal time and equipment and props and everything that they need. So they don't get paid for it. What the NFL does is that they help them boost audience engagement, views, more streaming to their music because they've been given such a big platform and,
That's fine.
everybody around America, because football is an American sport, is tuning in. And if they give a really good show, they're self promoting themselves.
Right.
They're definitely, it's pushing forth like what you really want. You're just trying. You get 13 minutes of apps, 13 to 15, because Usher really boxed himself out of
Yeah,
that one.
that
They pushed for
conceited
15
mother.
minutes with that. You only get so much time to really promote yourself and put yourself out there. It's you go big or go home, and you either pop the hell off or you deflate. That's they're basically giving you this platform, and you take it however you choose to, and you run with it however you feel freely with.
So with that context, would y'all still do it?
Me personally, I'll do it as well as a rapper. Just like how Kendrick did it, it has to be very influential, and you have to be talking about the right topics, in order to get the right amount of people to, to vibe with you. Because last year, I heard a lot of stuff like, they ain't know what nothing he was talking about, and this, that, and the third. But just having that whole thing with Samuel Jackson,
Mm.
it was great. You know what I'm saying? So like as a rapper, hell yeah, I'll do it. But the song selection would be very,
Oh
uh,
yeah,
very,
gotta
very
be
different.
Nat,
That's
before
definitely
you
gotta
definitely
be
Uncle
go,
Sam.
definitely
Yeah,
gotta be picky with
Uncle
that.
Sam, Uncle Sam.
You can't just go up there and rap or sing anything.
yeah,
I mean, with in on the biggest platform, on the biggest stage, you feel me? You want to get your the right message out there, you know.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's probably harder from
so
here being a rapper.
it's gonna be very picky trying to find a song, or you could just create a song specifically for that event, months before.
That's kind of
But
why Kendrick's was a little, interestingly received, I should say, because he does his fresh album and what he's trying to, the message he's trying to portray, the beautiful message that he's trying to portray, was something to tell the history of America and also stand on principles that he's believed in his whole life and to support and, I guess stand up for, in a better way, stand up for African Americans and people who are minorities, and just hope for a better part in our country, which is why it's so diverse. Because a lot of people still want to shy away from our the history of America, and that's a problem.
that's true.
I know
And
his
that,
message overall was just like watch out, but also we're gonna be okay. But like watch out though. You don't want to
I
play
mean,
too
yeah,
much with us.
and it also talks about obviously the history of slavery and things like that. He had a couple of little innuendos in there. He's really good at what he does. Can't take
Yeah, his
anything away
craft
from him.
is chef's kiss.
Yeah, he is. Kendrick is something else.
Nat, would you do it?
Mm. I feel like if I have to look at it from a person that hasn't worked in the sports world, because I feel like if I were to answer this question, it would have been from the structure at which like how structured and how strict the NFL is. I don't know if I'd want to deal with all that time and all that dedication. But if I look at it from it making me promoting myself better and maybe amplifying like my views and boosting everything about me, I would definitely do it. I would just take a lot of time preparing for it. The way, I mean, like any normal artist would have to take months on end to
Yeah,
put it together.
of course.
All right, I'll get a last one. I'll let Nat close us out. I'll say this and give myself room to change my answer. If Chris Brown doesn't do it, you're likely never going to see me do it. Cause I need I'm not playing with it. They gonna stop playing with my man. That's my dog.
That's funny you say that. I mean, at this point, I don't know.
There's no reason.
Does he want to do it?
Not anymore, but hopefully, if he gets the offer, he'll take it.
Because it's Chris Breezy. If he was gonna do it, he would have been did it.
They didn't offer it to him. He's never been offered.
10
Yeah,
years.
it's insanity.
After this, they're gonna fuck up, and then after this, you have his opportunity just like Usher. They should have been asked Usher to do it.
So, well, it gets a little different. Jay-Z took over. His first year was in 2020, right? So he's now had a 6-year run. So, he's making the decisions. Hopefully, during his tenure, Chris Brown will get the offer. That's what I would hope for. If he takes it, that'd be amazing. For myself, I know that because there's only 2 Super Bowls that are really in high regard that always get the mention, which would be Prince and MJ for the most part. Obviously, a lot of people bring up different Super Bowls. Like, I remember mine from my freshman year, things like that, just because that's when where I was at. But for what it brings to you and what it means, those 2 performances, they were a while ago, and what has commenced since during my lifetime and really during what I see from my eyes have not been as influential for me to want to do it. So if I get to see the person who I describe as the GOAT, who I describe as my mentor, who I describe as the reason I get into music, I would want to do it, 1, to pay it forward to him and just let him know, well, I'm here because of you. 2, because I would want to surpass him because I'm competitive as shit. Otherwise, I don't feel as though it's really strictly for performers. You have a lot of great artists there. Bad Bunny's a good performer. Rihanna was pregnant, which she did an amazing job for her being pregnant.
Agreed.
Usher is an amazing performer. He was on skates doing whatever he did. I didn't really like his performance. I mean, he has a lot of songs to do the dumb shit he did. It was great. Skates, all that shit. But there's not too many performances where I'm like, all right, it stays in my mind that I think.
To be honest
did a
with
good
you.
one too. I think Bruno Mars and Beyonce did an amazing job too. A lot of people do a good one, but it's just not ones that people always bring up.
There's been a couple.
But not ones that stand the test of time because people like, well, that's the one. It just doesn't happen like that.
Yeah.
So why waste my time and my money and my mind to say, okay, I want to do this for this reason. Now, if it changes, because I am a performer and I would put a lot into the craft, then of course I would do it, especially if Chris Brown does it first. But, with those stipulations, I would probably change my mind. But otherwise, no.
But
Yeah, man. Well,
Like that.
start, man. I hope y'all excited. Hope y'all got some food. Hope y'all got some drinks. Hope y'all chilling. Or if you don't drink, hope you got some water, some fruit.
I got you.
If you don't eat meat, hope you got some.
He said water.
Water.
Hope you got some,
if you're drinking, please have water. Be safe about what you're doing, where you're going.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's pretty much that's important
Water.
for me. If you're gonna have a good time, make sure you're safe about it.
Water.
Get
Get into a good night. Water.
That's a good song.
Now, before
But I do want to say thank you guys for coming on and partaking in our little what we call our.
And thank all 3 of you for being on
therapy
Exhale.
sessions.
You guys helped me so much, helped create such a
problem.
beautiful project, and in the future we're gonna have a lot more amazing things coming out. But we'll come back to that. Nat.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let a few moments in lifetime of a series define who you are. It's another day, another time period, another time frame. During another antidote, we'd love to listen. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see y'all next time.
Everybody have a good, safe night. Bless.
Bye.
Bye.